So we're gonna start standing up, leaning over slightly. Each exercise is gonna be a minute long. So I'm gonna get my timer here. We're going to bend, we're gonna lean over slightly, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna work the side of our glutes by bringing our leg out, okay? You wanna squeeze your core to balance, and we're gonna do that for a minute on our left. And this is just activating those glutes, okay? 1 minute, let's start now. Keep breathing. Leaning forward ever so slightly with your upper body. 20 more seconds. Hopefully you're starting to feel it throughout the side of your leg. Almost there. 5 more seconds, guys. You can do anything for 5 seconds. 4, 3. Awesome. All right, other side. Leaning forward slightly, bending with the knees. Make sure we're breathing and we're squeezing our core to keep ourselves nice and balanced. Keep breathing. "15 more seconds. Keep breathing. All right, 3, 2, 1. Come onto the floor. Next, we're gonna come onto our hands and knees. We're gonna come into this tabletop position. Think of stacking your shoulders directly over your wrists, wow, and hips directly over your knees. Extending one leg, you're going to tuck your belly button into your spine, not letting that back curve, and just lift it ever so slightly. You want it almost to become a vertical line. All you're doing here is squeezing your glutes, okay? For 1 minute. And you can go at your own pace. Just make sure you're breathing. Keep breathing. Activating those glutes. Five more seconds, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready for the other side? Same thing. Stacking those limbs, tucking that belly button, squeezing that glute. I'm so excited to stretch. Keep going. Five more seconds, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. From here, we're going to stay on the floor. From here, we're gonna get back into that tabletop position. What you're gonna do, think about all that technique that we just talked about. We're gonna do some donkey pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're gonna go to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pulses with the bent knee. Straight back, then straight to the side, okay? Almost done, I promise. And you can go at your own pace. Just make sure you're counting out 8 in your head. Nice and pulsing here. Squeezing your glutes. That's the only thing initiating this movement. Keep going, almost there. 20 more seconds. Awesome, okay, other side. Almost there, you guys. 7, 8. Make sure we're counting in our head, your own speed. 2, 3. And it's just little pulses at the top motion. So all you're doing is squeezing those glutes. After this, we have 2 more exercises. So after this, 2 more minutes. Almost there. 5 more seconds, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up on the agenda, we're going to come onto our back and we're going to work through our glute bridges. So we're going to do 30 seconds of just normal glute bridges and then 30 seconds of our frog position glute bridges. This way we're targeting every single muscle and warming up every single muscle in our glutes so that when we stand up and work out more, it's even more effective. So just a little reminder, we want to think of keeping our shoulder blades on the floor, squeezing our glutes, and pushing out from our heels. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to move to the frog position. Ready? And you can go at your own speed. Keep breathing. Let's switch into that frog position, ready? Feet together, pushing through your heels, push up. Keep squeezing, squeezing those heels together. Last warm up, I guess you could say. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hold our squat position. Another way you can think of that is like if you're holding the chair position from yoga. We're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna move side to side. Really make sure we're opening those legs, working our sides of our hips as well as our glutes. Okay? So 30 seconds each. 1 minute total. 6, 7, 8. Hold. Make sure we're squeezing our glutes. Squeeze those glutes. Those glutes should be the ones keeping you up. Move back so you can see me. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, squeezing those glutes. I'm almost leaning back, and the only thing elevating me is those glutes pushing me up, okay? Ready? 2, 1. Now let's move side to side. Opening those knees as you go. Keep breathing. That's 1 minute. Yep. Okay. Grab some water and then we're going to move on. So hopefully your glute muscles are already starting to fire up. Grab a minute to grab some water, but then I want to get right back into it because mine are already starting to be sore. Okay. So what we're gonna do, you can stand on up and you can just follow along. These exercises, I'm targeting specifically glutes. So I'm doing my best to make sure that I'm not actually targeting the thighs or the quadriceps, because I know I talked in a previous class about quad dominance, and we want to kind of stay away from that. So with that being said, we are going to get right back into it. So we're going to start with another minute of those glute bridges. Even though that was in our warm-up, I love those ones because it is an exercise that isolates your glutes and kind of leaves those quads alone, okay? So we're going to get right into it, okay? Ready? 45 seconds. 6, 7, and start. Squeezing at the top. Next up, we're just going to do some normal squats. Make sure we're squeezing at the top of that motion. Squeeze. And we're going to hold it at the top motion for the last 10 seconds. Ready? And hold. Three, 2, 1. Awesome. Shake it up. Let's stand on up. Why did I take that off? Okay, next we're just going to do our normal glutes. We're going to do our normal squats. I want you to think of pushing your feet into the floor and almost pushing the floor out with your feet. So almost as if you're standing on a piece of paper, I want you to think of ripping that paper apart with your knees, with your feet, sorry. Also, as you're doing that, a slight turn out on your toes, slight push up with your knees, chest up. Ready? Let's start. We're doing these for 30 seconds, and we're changing it up. Okay, for the next 30 seconds of this minute, we're going to do 3 pulses down and then come up. So we still have 3 seconds here, 2, 1. Next, we're going to do 3 pulses down. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3. Two, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. From here, we're going to get into some sumo squats. Ready? Knees out, legs up to the side. Squat down. So you're thinking of pushing your pelvis forward by squeezing those glutes. As you're doing that, you want to push your knees to the back wall. And that's when you're really going to start to feel it. Keep breathing. All right, that was 30. Let's hold it down here and pulse. Keep pulsing. Woo! All right, from here, lift your right heel off the floor. Woo! Now your other one. All right, back together. Ready? Lifting one foot, we're gonna lean back, touch your toe, and come back up. So we're hinging back with our hips. It's almost like a single leg deadlift. It doesn't seem like much, but if we're hinging back with those hips, squeezing our glutes as we come down, you're really gonna feel it. As well as engaging our core because we have to balance it. And switch up, other side, ready? Woohoo. Squeeze that core bell. All right, from here, we're going to do our squats with a leg back. So we're squatting back, extending that left leg, extending that right leg, and keep alternating. So with this exercise, we're targeting the whole entire glute muscle. As we squat, it works the lower glute muscles, and as we lift that leg, it targets the top. Hands are wherever you feel comfortable, okay? 30 more seconds, you guys. Five more seconds, you can do it. You come back seconds, and then you get a little bit of break. Okay, minute break to grab water, and then we're getting back into it and finishing it non-stop, okay? Grab some water. You got 30 more seconds, and we're getting right back into it. Just in case. So just to walk you through it, we're going back into some skater squats. So we're reaching our leg, leaping side to side, and we're coming down on one foot. Whew, ready? 10 more seconds. It's hot in here. 6, 7, 8. Let's start to the side and cross it back. So because we're crossing it back, we're working the sides of our glute. This crossing back leg is bringing the pressure to the side, and it's targeting that hip dip area. From here, the next 30 seconds, we're just going to do alternating back leg lunges. 30 more seconds, ready? All right, lunge it back. This next one's killer. We're gonna finish up our standing exercise with this next one. The first 30 seconds, we're gonna come into a lunge with our right foot forward, left leg back, and we're gonna pulse. And then for the next, we're gonna switch. Ready? Let's go. Pulse. Squeezing that glute. Whew, I'm already tired of this. You can do it though. We're getting onto the floor for this and doing a cool down, I guess, for our glutes. So this is the last major one. 10 more seconds. Three, two, one. Other leg. Almost there. Ten more seconds. Three. Woo! Shake it out. Okay. Just finish those glutes even more. We're gonna stop, and this height with our typical kickback sequence. So just once through on each leg, we're gonna do 8 straight leg kickbacks, 8 donkey kicks, 8 fire hydrants, 8 extensions, and then 4 circles. Okay? Give yourself a minute. Remind you that long sleeves are not smart when we're teaching workout classes. It was cold in my house this morning, but now we're doing that. Ready? 6, 7, 8, 8, 6, 4, pulse. 6, 5, 4, to the side. 7, 6, 5. Extend for 8, 8, 7, 6. Extend. 4, 3, 1. All right. Finish off with the other side. Ready, guys? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 4, 8, 7, 6. To the side. 8, 4. Extend. 8. Extend for 4. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Shake it out. All right, grab some water. We are done with glutes. Let's get into our abs. And then we're going to get into our stretching portion. Okay, so we'll do 10 minutes of abs and then 20 minutes of stretching. I love stretching out with you guys too, so I like thinking of that. To get myself excited, okay? Grab some water though. I'm gonna give you guys a break before we start abs. I know that was like very non-stop, no breaks. But you guys are gonna feel great when you're done, I promise. I'm gonna give you a minute to grab some water, okay? Okay, ready? Give you a couple more seconds. Getting my timer started up. So this is just gonna be 10 minutes. And then you get to have a relaxed stretch. Not relaxed stretch. Your stretch is gonna be hard in a different way, okay? But just remind yourself that 10 minutes and then we're all done. Okay, ready? 10 minutes. Nice and intense, non-stop, but 10 minutes. All right. Let's come onto our backs, guys. Ready? Think about digging that lower back into the floor. So pressing your belly button into your spine. You don't want a gap here. Already, just by doing that, relax for a second and then press your spine into the floor. You can already feel your abs working just by that. So we're adding that to a workout. It's so much more effective, okay? So what we're going to start off is we're going to do our dead bug. So we're going to extend arms and legs and then crunch up. Extend arms and legs, crunch up. I really like this one because it's a full body workout. Or not full body, but like we're working our entire abs. Our legs add a lower ab aspect, and then we're also working our upper abs. Okay, from here, We're bending one leg, straightening the other, and then we're crunching up. And these exercises are 30 seconds each. Halfway there. Almost there. Switch, 30 seconds. Next up, we're gonna raise our legs straight up. We want our toes directly over our hips. And we're gonna use some toe taps. 10 more seconds. Three, two, one. Toes directly over our hips, and we're reaching for those toes, getting those legs off the floor. All right, 15 more seconds of this. From here, we're gonna maintain that same idea of crunching. We're just gonna change our leg position. So from here, we're gonna bring our knees into like a frog. So our feet are coming together, knees up to the side. Ready? And just pulse up, reach up. From here, we're bending our knees, putting our feet flat on the floor, and we're just maintaining this up, and we're going to be pulsing our hands. I'll show you what that looks like. We're here, and we're pulsing. Squeezing our belly buttons into the floor. Keep pulsing. Next, we're going to start to target our obliques. So we're going to come into a bicycle. You want to think of really crossing your body, getting the biggest range of motion that you possibly can. Big range of motion. From here, we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So our right knee stays straight, our right arm comes, our left knee, we're going to come in, opposite arm, opposite leg, and then straight. Bent. And just make sure that we're doing our opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, switch sides. Same exercise, just switching sides. Ten more seconds of this. Just to finish up, really, really targeting those obliques, we're going to do our cross-body toe tap. So we're going to cross and switch. Five more seconds. All right, moving into our lower abs, let's do some leg lifts. So really think about pushing that lower back into the floor and just leg lift. 2, 3, and then we flutter kick. 1, 2, 3. Back into it. Ready? 1. All right, from here, we're going to do a reverse crunch. So thinking of squeezing your lower back to get back and up. Almost there. Whew, okay. From here, we're coming onto our side. We're thinking of raising our hips and lowering. Really targeting the sides of those abs, those obliques. Hope you're sweating. As much space as you can in that top arm and that ear. Next, we're gonna come up, thinking of bringing it in and down. This one's killer. If you need to modify this, come onto your knees. Extend that top leg and crunch it in. Ten more seconds. All right, other side. So we're just gonna crunch it up here. Squeezing it up. Okay, from here, either stay on your knees and just extend that top leg, or come fully up and crunch it in. So, to show you what that looks like, you're going to bend the lower one, straighten the top one, crunch it in. Crunch it in. One more. All right, onto your backs. You're going to lean back slightly. You're going to think of, as you lean back, extending those legs, we're bringing it in. Go as slow or as fast as you want. So these are our knee tuck crunches. All right, next we're going to lean back and get into a Russian twist. Leaning back as much as we can. We want to have the biggest range of motion with our body, side to side. All right, going on our backs, we're going to make our W. So we're going to come down straight, come up out to the side, come down out to the side, come up straight. From here, we're going to do some full sit-ups. All right, ready? So our legs are going to be straight, actually, as you're using your arm to come up and then reaching up at the top. So legs are straight. Really squeezing those abs. Get up. Next, we're going to be holding forearm plank. Let's get ready. Ready? Last thing, we're just holding plank for 30 seconds. Good. Ten more seconds. Oh, bring it down. You did it. All right, let's stretch out those abs before we get into our stretching portion of the class. Pushing up. And coming back into a child's pose. Awesome job, you guys. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to grab some water, and then we are going to get into our stretch portion, which I was so excited for. Okay. Starting with our neck and our back as per usual. I'll give you a second to grab water though. Okay, bringing your head to one side. Rolling it forward, other side. Rolling your head to the other side. Other side. All right, now let's just roll out our neck. Other way. We're just not going to spend a lot of time on our back today because I really want to get into the flexibility of our legs. But grabbing your knees, pushing, pulling your shoulders back and pushing your chest back. Looking up. From here, we're tucking our chin, pushing our chest back. Switch it up. Tuck. All right. Bringing your knees up to second position. Don't really worry about your feet so much. This is more just about your back. We're going to stretch to the side. Ready? Keeping your chest open to the front. Other side. Again to the side. Allowing your spine to stretch as much as you can. Try the other side. All right, let's hold it to the side. This same arm is going to reach up to the sky. Other side. Touch the sky. Nose to your right knee. And left side. All right, so that's it for our back today. I really want to get into our legs with the remaining 15 minutes. We're going to come into a lunge. I don't really care what leg you start with. I'll have my right leg forward first. Just make sure we switch it when you have to switch it. So we're going to come into a lunge. Let's make sure for a second that this knee is directly over our heel and it doesn't come past our toes. Let's just sit in here for a second. From here, we're going to drop our knee and straighten it back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And you can put that knee on the floor. We're just sinking down so that our hip flexor stretches out. Opening up to the right side, so whatever leg is front, you're going to open that arm. And just twist ever so slightly. If you can, you're going to grab that back toe. If not, just keep in this position. Awesome. From here, this front knee, you're going to turn your toe out. So your toe is now, I'm going to come to the front so you can see me actually. Your toe is going to point out to the side and your knee's going to follow. And now you're going to feel that this stretches a lot more in your outer hip. And if you can, come onto your knees. Awesome. From here, we're going to straighten both legs. Make sure we're breathing. So important to breathe when we're stretching. Back to our runner position. We're going to drop that back knee. I'll come to the side again so you can see me. Drop that back knee, and we're going to push to the back and straighten this front leg. So we're straightening this front leg here. We're just going to pulse down here. Pulse. And hold it down. Pulling that hip back. So my right leg's forward. You want to pull that right hip back. All right, same thing, other side. We're so good for time. So now my left leg's going to come forward, and I'm just going to sit in this lunge position. Let my back hip sink down so my hip flex is stretching out. Let the side of my hip sink down so my front hip is stretching out. A lot going on here. Ready? Let's drop that back knee. And we're going to straighten it. 8, 7, 6. This is just strengthening the muscles that allow us to straighten our legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to keep that knee on the ground now. From here, my left leg's front, so I'm going to open up my left arm to the back. Just leave a little lift. All right, if you can grab your knee or your back foot, do so. If not, just stay holding this position. From here, I'm going to come to the front so you can see me. You're going to turn out those toes in that knee. So you're stretching into those hips. And if you can bring it down. All right, from here, let's straighten both legs so that we're stretching out the backs of our legs. Ready? Awesome. Okay, let's come into our pigeon and further stretch out the sides of our hips. So I'm going to take my right leg first. I'm going to bring it forward, and I'm going to think of coming on the outside of my leg. And I'm going to straighten that left one back. So this is kind of what it looks like if I open up a bit, just so you can see. And I want to make sure that I'm sitting over that knee. So both hips are squared to the front. And I'm just going to let myself sink into this so that my hips stretch out. If you can, come down to the floor onto your elbows. And let's switch it up. Bring that other leg forward and that other leg back. All right, shake it out. We're gonna come into a pike, so our feet are going to be together. Our knees are straight, and I want us to point our toes. We're gonna work through different positions, flex and pointed. We're gonna start with pointed. So what we wanna do here is think of arching our back ever so slightly in our lower back. Think of pulling our tailbones back. We're gonna pulse it forward for 8, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 4. Now we're going to flex it and pulse for another 8. Flex. 8, 7. Point again. One more time. Let's flex. All right. Let's point our feet and let's bring it down. Let's flex and hold it down. A little longer, keep stretching. Awesome. Okay, coming into our jazz split. So I just want to make sure I keep it on at a time so I leave enough for our middles. So my left leg is going to be straight to the front. This right leg is going to be bent and up to the side. I don't want you to think of hips to the middle. I want you to think of hips directly to the front, okay? So if my hips had 2 headlights on them, they wouldn't be pointing to the side, they would be pointing directly in front of us, okay? All we're gonna do is take it up and then bring it back down, and you're gonna feel the stretch in the backs of these legs, pointing our toes. 6, 7, 8, down, up, and this is a nice active stretch, down. And now let's hold it down, ready? For as long as you can. A little longer. All right, from here, you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna walk it into the opening, I guess, of your legs, as far as you can. All right, from here, we're gonna lean back. So you're gonna feel the stretch right here in your quadricep. We're gonna lean back. If you can go on your elbows, go for it. All right, we're gonna repeat that with our right. Ready? 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, let's hold it down. All right, and then we're gonna come into the middle here. All right, from here, we're walking it back. If you can go on your elbows, go for it. You should feel it in the quadricep of that bent knee. Awesome, shake it out. Okay, for our last couple of minutes, we're gonna work on our inner thigh flexibility, so our middle splits. We're gonna lay onto our backs, we're gonna have our feet together, and we're just gonna open our knees. This is our frog position, okay? And you can start to pulse it. Just let your knees fall even lower to the floor. All right, from here, our legs are gonna be over our hips, and we're just gonna open our legs out as much as we can. Laying on our backs, okay? And you can use your hands to kind of keep them in place so they're not falling around. We're just gonna let gravity do the work here. If you want to use your hands to pulse it, feel free. Awesome, let's come on to our stomachs. So we're gonna come back into this frog position, but this time we're gonna be on our stomachs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have my knees come out to the side, and I'm going to think of touching my feet together. This is gonna open those hips. And just make sure that we're breathing, guys. Okay, our last one, we're coming onto our hands and knees. So you want to think of stacking your limbs again. You want to think hips over knees. It's really all important. Our arms don't matter here. Then we're going to come onto our forearms. Okay, keeping those knees directly under our hips, we're going to open our knees up to the side until we can't anymore. And now we're in our half middle splits. Okay, and we're just going to bring it down and breathe here. And stretch it out. Woo! Shake it out, I should say. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. I feel so good after that stretch. I really needed that class. I didn't work out much this weekend, so I was like struggling a bit there. But thank you guys so much for coming. We are working on getting those videos up. It should happen by this week, hopefully by these next few days. But I really, really appreciate